Okay, the next lesson is the dice add and subtract lesson. This would be lesson 7, I believe. Okay, so I would start by showing them this sheet. And I would say, okay, class, like this is what we're going to be working on today. Do you remember these symbols here? What does that mean? And they would say, that's a plus sign, or that means add. And I'll say, yeah, it's a plus sign, it means add. It's what happens when you have some of something and you put more of something, right? And we end up with more than we started because you're adding them together, is that right? And what about this one? What does that symbol mean? And minus or subtract. That's right. So we use that symbol when we have a number, right? So let's say we have 5, and let's say minus 2. We're taking 2 away. So we have 5, and how many are we going to take away? 2. 1, 2. So how many do we have left? 3. Yeah, that's right. So today, you are going to be getting into your partners, and we're going to be working a little bit more on these numbers because we need to figure out how we can make our own addition and our own subtraction problems, adding and minusing. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your partner and you are going to grab a dice. And I have a lot of these so that each partnership can have 2. So what you're going to do is you'll take one and your partner will take one and you're both going to roll it. Does somebody want to be my partner? And I would pull up somebody to come up and do it with me under the dot cam so that everybody can see. And we both roll. And in this case, we rolled a 6 and a 3. And I would say, all right, so we have a 6 and a 3. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what number is bigger. Which one is greater than the other number? And I'm sure multiple kids in the class will already understand this concept, but we've also noticed that some are kind of missing that big greater than, less than. So yes, that's right. The 6 is greater than the 3. So do you know what that means? It means you're going to put the 6 on top. The bigger number is going to go on top, okay? The greater number. So if we have a 6 on top, what's going to go on the bottom? The 3. That's right. And then you're going to answer it. So what is 6 plus 3? Does anybody know? Raise your hand if you know. That's right, it's 9. So then you'll write the answer in the bottom just like that. Okay? All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to roll our dice, and then we're going to see what we rolled. So let's do one more. Oh, this time, we had a 4 and a 3. Which one of those is bigger, the 4 or the 3? Because that's the first step. Which is bigger? Which is greater than the other? And then we'd go through the process one more time. I'm going to speed along a little bit just so I can get to the end of the sheet. And yes, that's right. The bigger number goes on top, smaller number goes on bottom, and then we answer the question. And then, if you finish, time permitting, some kids most likely will finish right away. Others will probably take quite a while to get it complete. But once you finish, we have this sheet, and it's just like that other one, except it's different, isn't it? It doesn't use addition, it uses subtraction. And it's the exact same. You're going to roll 2 dice, and you're going to see, what did you get? A 4 and a 4. Which one's greater? Which one's bigger between these two? And then they may throw some answers out, but generally speaking, they would recognize, there is no greater, is there? No, there's not, because they're both the same. When they're the same, you can just put them one on top of the other. It doesn't matter, because they're the same number. And so for this one, what would 4 minus 4 be? If we have 4 and we take 4 away, how many do we have left? And then we'd answer, hands would be raised, I would listen to them, we'd recognize that it's most like, it's 0, and then I would say, oh, there's my timer. Perfect timing. So that's what we would do. After finishing one, we go on to the other. Most likely not all will finish, but there will be some early finishers, and that will kind of pad the lesson. Thank you.